It's been 6 weeks of unstoppable terror on my homeland, and I wish things are getting better, but in fact they're not. And that is what is the most terrifying.
A Central Ohio student who grew up in the Ukrainian city of Mariupol speaks out tonight against the Russian invasion. This is new drone video of that city, which has been under bombardment for weeks. You can see block after block of damaged or destroyed residential buildings. Thank you for joining us for NBC4 at 11. I'm Audrey Hassan. We'll have much more from that student in a moment with a live report. But first, the latest from Ukraine, where President Volodymyr Zelensky is calling the Russian invasion into his country a genocide. Zelensky says Russian President Vladimir Putin is out to destroy his country. The comments come as Ukraine shares new images of the executions of Ukraine civilians near Kyiv. Zelensky says despite Russia's recent withdrawal of troops in the area, the violence is building up in other parts of the country. He says the U.S. and NATO allies must do more to ensure Ukraine's sovereignty.
Because if tomorrow the war starts again and only sanctions will be introduced, well, that's about nothing.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is calling for a war crimes investigation and more sanctions against Russia following new images of mass graves in Ukraine. The Russian government, however, is calling the new footage fake. And new video from Ukraine shows the Mariupol theater that Russia recently bombed. The bombing took place back on March 16th while the theater was being used as a shelter for civilians. The mayor's office estimates about 300 people died in the attack. However, Russia continues to deny bombing the building. Mariupol remains Russia's main target in Ukraine's southwest region, as tens of thousands of civilians remain trapped with limited and dwindling access to food and water. This destruction is happening where one of Central Ohio college students grew up. She's been speaking out against Russia's invasion since it began. And NBC4's Eric Halpern spoke with her today. Eric, she's once again trying to help.
We first met Dorena Zaitseva about 5.5 weeks ago, just as Russia's invasion of Ukraine was starting. Since then, the southeastern port city of Mariupol, where she grew up, has become one of the hardest hit.
It's so sad, just things I hear from people who are able to get out of Mariupol. It's worse than any horror movie that I've ever heard of.
Her mom, younger brother, and grandparents have all left Ukraine. Her dad is still there, but no longer in Mariupol. Some of her friends are still in her hometown. She's heard from some, but not others.
Seeing all these terrible things happen to people I know, people I've met, people I've talked to, or, just everyone who's affected by this war is changed forever now.
Zaitseva is a junior at Capital University. A few weeks ago, she held a bake sale there, raising $2,000 with support from around Central Ohio. As the war continues, she does not want people in our area to become numb to what's going on.
I don't want people to get used to the thought of, it's been going on for so long, we're gonna switch off and talk about something else.
She's calling for more support, as is Ohio Senator Rob Portman, doing so in a tweet this weekend, writing in part, "We need to do more to help Ukraine, and we need to do more quickly."
Nothing is ever going to be the same. And that's just a hard, sick realization of realizing that, my family might never be able to go back.
And on our website, NBC4i.com, there is a list of ways you can help Ukraine. Local for you in Columbus, I'm Eric Halpern, NBC4.